Hey, everybody, welcome to your game plan session. My name is Nathan McCullough. I am a goal director and co-founder of STI Unleashed. And today we're going to be going over the game plan session, right? So if you're watching this video, you probably just started on your USANA journey. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 crucial conversations that you really want to, that we want to have with you at the very, very beginning of your USANA journey to set up some proper expectations, give you some things to think about as you begin this journey, and hopefully offset some of the stumbling blocks that people have when they first begin. So we'll start by quoting the immortal Walt Disney, who said that the best way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. So I acknowledge you for being here for your game plan session. Let's jump into it. So first of all, congratulations on deciding to become a USANA associate and a member of our STI USANA family, right? We do not take for granted the courage that it took to make the decision to take charge of your life and to go for your dreams, right? We acknowledge you for making it this far and for beginning your journey. So first thing is how to get the most out of your business launch. Okay, so here's a couple of things to keep in mind as you begin, right? First thing is you got to show up, right? You may have heard the saying that 80% of the job is just showing up. So again, we acknowledge you for showing up and ticking off that first box, but you got to keep showing up, right? So you want to keep showing up for yourself, keep showing up for your team, keep showing up for your family, and, really keep showing up for your why, right? The reasons that had you be here. Number 2 is you got to do the work, okay? No one is going to do this for you. You are now embarked on a journey of entrepreneurship. And so success and failure is really going to be up to you. So if you put in the work, success is guaranteed, right? Next thing is you got to really begin or bring a beginner's mind. Okay. Now, some of the things that you hear may occur as familiar, right? You may say to yourself, oh, I've heard this before. So our request is that as you're going through the process, if that thought pops into your brain, just kind of put it to the side and keep bringing wonder and openness to the conversation. Because as soon as you've decided, I know this, right, it cuts off the possibility of learning. So having a beginner's mindset or a white belt mentality, if you're someone that's into martial arts, it really is the capacity to keep bringing nothing to what you're learning so that you're open to discovering something newly for yourself. Okay. Now, the second thing is to do the process the way that it's designed, right? Each step of this training system has been intentionally chosen to help you launch your business effectively, right? A lot of times people have the temptation to kind of do it their own way, right? Our request is that you do it the way that it's designed first, right? Just follow the system and figure out what you discover for yourself. Next, there's 2 elements of this, right? Playing full out and going all in. Playing full out means you're giving it your 100%, right? Very simple. Going all in means that during this period, you're really kind of putting aside a lot of the other distractions in your life, and you're focusing time and energy to this process itself, right? So play all out, play full out, go all in. And then the last thing is have fun, right? You want to enjoy this process, have it be something that's not only a business oriented, but it's also fun. It's rewarding. You learn something about yourself. You're developing your character, right? This is serious work. Business is serious work, but we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, right? And we're going to do it what we call in a wholehearted way. So we are super excited that you're here, and we can't wait to watch you and see you create the life and the business that you want. So really one of the main intentions of this first section is actually setting proper expectations, right? Michelle Moore said, setting proper expectations will reduce stress and it will enable all parties to work together rather than, butting heads or struggling continuously throughout the process, right? So we want to make sure that you have the proper expectations going into your business so you don't have unfulfilled expectations. It's also going to set up the dynamic when you're working with your coach, your mentor, your team, making sure everybody's kind of on the same page. So the first main thing is to understand that you are now the CEO of your business, right? Our goal is not to be your boss. You're the boss. You're the CEO, right? Our goal is to help you become independent of us as soon as possible, right? Independent doesn't mean working on your own. It means you have the ability to do things independently on your own so that you can work synergistically with a team, right? The most powerful romantic relationship, friendship, business relationship is when you have a number of independent people that come together to work together. Okay, so you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself, right? So you have a team. The STI family is the biggest team in the world when in the USANA family globally. So you have amazing mentors, amazing coaches, and amazing teams. So you're in an amazing place as well, right? And everything that we do is designed to empower your success. Okay, so when you're working with your coaches and your mentors, just know there's nothing that we're going to ask you to do that we haven't field tested, meaning we've done it ourselves, right? So we're not going to ask you to do something that we haven't done. So again, you're the CEO, okay? And being independent doesn't mean working alone. It means that you're not dependent on anyone else for your own personal success. It also means that when the time comes that you can be the leader for your team, right? And we hope you agree that that's a good plan. And I would invite you to actually message the person that enrolled you in the business and let them know that you are the CEO of your own business. So let's go into defining some of the roles when it comes to working with your coach, your mentor. Okay. So first thing is your coach's role. Okay. A lot of times people come into network marketing and they think that their upline or their coach, their mentor, whatever you want to call that, is supposed to do stuff for them. Okay. Now they will guide you along the way. They will share their experience for you, which is invaluable, right? The things that they've learned along their path that can help you avoid potential landmines along the way, right? We've all made mistakes, and we've kind of laid that foundation so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that we made. And they're also going to provide accountability, meaning they're going to give you assignments. They're going to give you homework. They're going to give you things that you can do along the way, and they're going to be your buddy. So they're going to hold you accountable to the things that you said that you're going to do. Okay, so again, they're not your boss. They're not going to tell you what to do. You guys are going to create agreements, and then your coach's job is to hold you accountable for what you promised to do. Okay, now your role is to be willing, coachable, and motivated or hungry. Okay, and we'll go into that a little bit more as well. So when we say willing, we mean that you have to be prepared to take action without someone pushing you. Right? No one can force you to be successful as an entrepreneur, right? That willingness means you have that kind of self-motivation, right? The second thing is to be coachable. And being coachable is a mindset. It's a kind of openness, right? So being coachable means being open to asking for and also receiving guidance, right? It's critical. And the question that we always ask people are you interested in your own personal growth? Because one thing I can promise you is that anything that comes easy also goes easy. So being coachable means being open. Even if you think that you know something, be open. Hear their perspective, right? People that have done this before, they're going to share things with you that can make a profound difference for you, right? But if you're closed-minded, you're not going to get that experience for yourself. And the third one is being motivated, being hungry, being ambitious. right? You must have a strong desire within you to do well and to succeed. And the question will be, can you sustain that motivation through good days and challenging days? Okay, so we'll go through that in a minute, but there is something called the entrepreneurial roller coaster. And one thing I can promise you is that you're going to have amazing days, right? You take the products, you feel good. You get a new customer, you feel amazing. You get a business partner, they grow, it feels awesome, right? But you're also going to have days where you don't feel good, right? People say no to you. You will experience rejection, right? I can promise you that. It's part of this process. It's also part of the process of becoming better as a person. So you really want to become a student of success, meaning the path has been laid out before you. People have come before you. So you want to really study. Tony Robbins says success leaves clues. So you want to tune into those clues. And Michael Jordan, maybe you've heard of him, right? The greatest basketball player of all time. He said that my biggest skill was that I was coachable. I was a sponge and I was aggressive to learn, right? So even the best in the world, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, they have coaches, right? They work on themselves every single day. They take feedback and criticism from the people that are working with them, all in order to up level, to optimize, to get better.
Did you ever get really fired up about an idea? I mean, really fired up. For example, let's say you're looking at a business opportunity, and this business has just everything you've been looking for your whole life. You're excited about the products. You love the people you're meeting. You totally get how this could make you a lot of money. Help you dig out of that hole you can't seem to escape. Give you a chance to dream again. Really change your life. Yep, you're riding high. And you can't stop telling everybody about it. And that's when the roller coaster starts. Because every time you get all fired up, there are plenty of people standing by to throw cold water on your passion. It's scary, the things people say. And if those are the only things you hear, you start to believe them. Then sometimes the scariest things are the things you say to yourself. It might make you want to walk away, but you'll always wonder, what happened to my passion? Is there any hope? Where's the drive and the vision that got me so fired up? Well, guess what? It's still there, deep inside of you. And keeping that fire burning, keeping your passion alive, is all about the way you support yourself. What you read, the voices you listen to, the things you do with your time, they can all feed your fire, build up your belief in yourself and what you can do, and turn a roller coaster into a rocket to the moon. So find that fire within. Feed the fire with positive information, personal growth, and success tools. It's a small investment today that can make a world of difference tomorrow.
All right. So just as we said, there's going to be ups and downs, right? There's going to be challenging periods in your business. And we call it the entrepreneurial roller coaster, right? That video really said it all. But there are going to be challenging periods. And that is totally unavoidable in business. Actually, you want to invite them in because they really will be the things that build they're like little bricks that build the foundation of your future success. Right? If you have no challenges, if you don't have any downs, then you can't appreciate the ups, and you won't be able to gain the experience that it takes for you to be able to have success for yourself in the future, but also be able to teach other people as you're walking and guiding them through the business for themselves, right? So the question really is, right, and this is a conversation you want to have with your coach personally, but when these downtime comes, right, how do you prefer that people deal with that, right? Do you want them to give you space, leave you alone, allow you to kind of work it out on your own? I don't recommend that, but sometimes that's people's choice. Or do you want us to reach out and give you support, right? Ultimately, the best saying that I've heard is that when you want to quit, remember why you started in the first place. And the best person to remind you that is actually your accountability buddy or your teammates, right? Oftentimes when we feel down, when we feel like nothing's working or whatever the case might be, right? The little voice in our own head gets very loud. We lose sight of possibility. We lose sight of our why, of our dreams. But if you've gone through this process, you have shared that vision with someone else. And there's nothing more powerful than someone who loves and cares about you and wants you to succeed, who's willing to remind you of those things that you created as your own vision, right? You want to surround yourself with people that can see your vision and your possibility, even when you lose sight of it.
Now, here was the secret to the ambitious sower with good seed. It said he kept on sowing. Now, here's what he had to do to keep on sowing. He had to discipline his disappointment. This is a key phrase now to use the rest of your life. You must learn to discipline your disappointment. Now, if you made gross errors and you ran them off, see, that'd be different. Now, you're responsible for that.
Engage in some reflective thinking on life, on yourself, looking and enjoying the universe, smelling the roses along the way. Listen to upbeat music, music that inspires you. I have oldie but goodies. I have strategies that I engage in to recharge my batteries. I'm preparing for that because I know things are going to happen that I cannot anticipate.
Don't expect the pear tree to bear apple. I used to try to change everything. You can hang apples on a pear tree. I'm telling you, it won't help. You can put up a sign, this is an apple tree. Sure enough, come the season, pears. Here's what I learned. You cannot change people, but they can change themselves. So you cannot change people, but they can change themselves.
So it's very powerful, right? That was Les Brown in the middle there, and he said that he has strategies for when things happen. And to me, that's the best way to understand what we mean by disciplining your disappointments, is understanding, first of all, that they're going to come. And the second thing is to develop a skill set for how to deal with disappointments. Have strategies that you already have at your disposal, tools that you can use when those times come. Because your disappointments will be your biggest teachers. They'll be the things that allow you to develop a certain character, a certain persistence, a certain capacity to deal with challenging situations that will ultimately that can also make you unstoppable, right? We call that resilience. Resilience is the capacity for remaining optimistic, for continuing to believe in yourself, and having this adaptability and this flexibility and an ability to solve problems when these challenging times come. It also builds emotional intelligence, right? A certain kind of awareness for yourself, right? You'll never learn more about yourself than when you go through challenging times. And having a sense of humor about it is one of the best ways that you can deal with it, right? If you've never noticed that comedians, their number one role is to make jokes about very serious issues, right? They're people that allow us to get through really challenging times in our life because it keeps it a little bit more lighthearted so that we don't buy into the drama. Okay, so you want to be able to have a certain perspective where you always are expecting the best, but you have a certain understanding that there is difficult times coming so that you can be prepared for the worst, right? If you've ever heard of the Stoics, this is a Stoic ideal, right? The ability to, like, if you're going on a long run, understanding that you might sprain your ankle, you might lose the grip on your shoe, or you might run out of water or something like that. But if you can visualize in the beginning some of those challenging times that are going to come, and you already develop strategies for how to deal with them, when they come up, it doesn't derail you, right? Because you've already, I anticipated that coming. I have a strategy for that. So having those strategies for when disappointments come are critical. Now, you want to embrace the challenges, right? We said this before. They're the things that build you, right? So you don't want to avoid challenges. You don't want to avoid failures. They are the things that will lead to your success, right? Anybody can be positive when things are going well, but the question is, can you keep the faith when times get hard? The next one is unbelievably powerful. And if you really get this, it'll change the quality of your life forever. And that is that you're never a victim of life. You know, sometimes you may have heard people say life happens for you, not to you, right? So whatever is happening in your life, right, that's what's meant to be happening. And you know that because it's happening, right? And if you take that kind of mindset, you can be 100% responsible for that, everything that happens in your life, right? Someone rear-ends you in traffic. What was I doing? Could I have gone faster? Was I looking? Was I paying attention, right? Things that might ostensibly seem like it wasn't your fault and it happened to you, right? 100% responsibility doesn't mean you blame yourself. It just reminds you that you always have some element of self-control in any situation. And then I love the next one is that's bring curiosity. So anytime you're in a situation where something that you didn't anticipate happens or something that's unfortunate happens, one question that you can ask yourself is, interesting, right? What led to that? How can I get to the source of that, right? Because that will get you out of a victim blame, either blaming other people or blaming yourself, right? If you keep that sense of curiosity and wonder about the situation, it'll allow you to get to the source of whatever that breakdown was, right? And weeds grow automatically in your life, right? You can't stop weeds from growing in your garden, right? But if you want to have an amazing garden, if you want to have roses, you want to have orchids, you want to have tomatoes, right? You have to be able to go out and intentionally pick them out. So disciplining your disappointments, amazing, amazing, amazing skill set. Another mindset to bring to this whole thing is that everything great takes time. Okay, a lot of time, one of the biggest Achilles heels about network marketing is people come in and they say, well, I'll give it 3 months, or I'll give it 6 months, or they want to grow really quickly. And they don't understand that there's so many schemes out there, right? Just watch YouTube these days, right? Every 10 seconds, there's an ad for someone talking about making, 6 figures in 4 months by working 1 hour a day, right? This is like just the wrong message, right? Any skill set, anything that's worth having takes time. So if you want to be great, it takes time. And great is an acronym, right? So the G is you got to get on the court. Meaning you can't sit in the stands. You can't, it's one thing to read a book, watch videos, prepare, right? All of those things. But real growth happens when you pick up the ball and you get on the court and you try and you dribble and it works or it doesn't work. And then you adjust and then you do it again, right? And that's the R. And that is repeat the skills to get better, right? Tony Robbins, again, says repetition is the mother of skill. Just keep at it, persistence. Create success over time. And then the E is experience comes with practice, right? Again, you're not going to learn how to ride a bike reading a book about it. You got to get on the bike. You got to fall over. Okay, get up again, start going, fall over, get up again. And ultimately what happens is what? It's like little kids trying to walk. Ultimately, you learn balance. And then you don't have to learn balance again. Right? Once you learn that through repetition, that gives you the experience. And then the A is you got to attend trainings regularly, meaning you got to work on your mind. The trainings are like a workshop for your mind, a workshop for your skills, right? That's where you really go to learn the skills that it takes to get on the court and practice and refine. And then the last thing is super critical, and that is be a team player. Okay, the more that you contribute, the more that you give to the team, the more that you get out. So a lot of people will be an I, right? We really want to train people to be a we. This is a team sport. It's a family sport, right? You're not going to succeed on your own in this business. I promise you that. It'll cause a lot of pain over time, right? Be a team player. Pour into the team and they'll pour into you. So if you're here, right, this is the beginning of your journey, you've already made one decision, and that is to open your business, to get started. You enrolled as an associate, you joined the family, and you're here starting your training. But that's not the decision that's going to make the biggest difference, right? The next decision is actually to commit to your own success, right? Like getting married, right? You can date someone for a long time, but until you say I do, until you make that gesture and you say yes, nothing shifts, right? So you got to be prepared to, we tell people, give at least 2 years of consistent effort before you make a decision about whether this works for you or not, whether you work or not, right? And that means through the good times and the bad, right? When you're, those of you who are married, you know, right? It's not all sunshine and rainbows. But love is forged. Relationships are forged over time through challenging situations, right? And it's only commitment that will allow you to get through those challenging times. And one thing I can promise you is that success, your dreams, the things that you really, really want for yourself, they are worth it. All of the challenging days, all of the hard nights. Look, I've cried many times in this business and had a lot of challenging times, but it's all worth it, right? No one will ever tell you that this is going to be easy, but it is worth it. And last but not least, the industry averages, there's something called the 1-3-5-7 rule. Okay, so it takes an average about 1 year to get really consistent and of consistent effort, excuse me, to develop a high degree of competence in any core skill, right? And in this business, the core skills, the 7 skills, which you'll learn as you go through your training. So that's year one. It takes 3 years of working the business part-time to really create whatever a full-time income means for you, right? So to develop that part-time income or that full-time income, it takes at least 3 years, and it takes about 5 years of working the business consistently to really develop a large income, right? It might be 6 figures for some people. It depends on where you're at in your journey, but it takes like 5 years to really develop that kind of income through consistent effort. Okay, it's not going to happen. If you just stay in the business for 5 years, it doesn't mean that success is going to come. It's 5 years of consistent effort over time to be able to develop that. And then it takes 7 years of consistent effort, full-time effort, to become a professional and a top earner. So those are the people that they've weathered the storm, they've gotten the experience, they've developed the skills, and they are a network marketing professional. So obviously these are averages, right? You can make money faster, but you have to have that kind of marathon mentality going into it, right? That will help you keep pushing through the challenging times, understanding in advance that it's going to take it. This is a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. So with that in the background, right, you want to be able to choose your pace in the business for yourself. Okay, so we're going to go over a couple of options. So we have the affiliate, we have build at your own pace, and then we have the fast track program for the people that really want to run from the beginning. And, you know, as coaches and people that are working with you, we're going to run with you if you want to run. We'll jog or walk with you if you want to jog or walk, right? Depending on where you're at in your career or your goals. But we will not sit with you. Right? So if you're someone who comes in, you're not putting in the effort, you're not putting in the time, you know, maybe this is not the right time for you, then you know, a coach is not going to work with you while you're sitting, right? So you've got to be at least willing to walk or run. So we'll just go over these quickly. So an affiliate is someone who wants to make quick cash. And generally people that share links on social media, they retail products, meaning they buy them at a wholesale price and then they sell them at retail. Sometimes you hear people call the gig economy or a side hustle, right? This is perfect for people like that. Or there's someone that wants to incorporate products into their practice. You're a dermatologist, or you're a personal trainer, or you're a chiropractor, physiotherapist. Those types of people that they already have a client base, and they're just incorporating the products into their client base. They're adding additional value to their clients, and they're adding an additional revenue stream to their business. You can just look at Instagram, right? All of the Instagram influencers, people that are using social media, things like that. That's one example of an affiliate. The next thing is build at your own pace. Okay. So a lot of people will find themselves in this situation. Maybe you already have a full-time job, or you want to stay at home with the kids. College students who are in school full-time, they're really just looking to earn additional income, or they want some additional freedom and flexibility and choice in their life. Or, they just want $5,000, an additional $5,000 a year to take a vacation, or, to get a car, pay off debt, things like that. Right. So that's kind of a broad group that decide to grow at their own pace. And then the last one are really the people, entrepreneurial and minded people. They're people that understand they want multiple streams of income. They're looking to build with leverage, meaning grow a team. They want to get the fast start bonus, or the PPS, right out of the gate. They want to rank advancement. They want to rank advance quickly. And really the goal for your fast tracked people are they want to go full time in their business as soon as possible, right? When I first started in my USANA business, I was an owner operator of 2 wellness clinics in New Zealand. I was also the operations manager for the company itself, right? So the last thing I needed was another full-time business, but I did it, part-time for almost 2 years. And then I transitioned and I started doing USANA full-time, right? So that was the track that I chose in the beginning, except for I chose the fast track right away. I got my PPS in the first 8 weeks, and then I kind of dialed it back a little bit and did the best that I could for a couple of years until I could commit full-time. So that's really up to you, is to decide where you're at. So you want to let your coach know, the person that you're working with, where you see yourself, and have that conversation with them. Do you see yourself more as an affiliate, someone that kind of wants to build at your own pace, or you're ready to go, you want to be on the fast track, you want to rank advance quickly, make money, go full time as soon as possible. So thanks for coming to this session of the game plan session. The next time we'll go into creating your why and how to set up your business hours and really get yourself structured and organized and really ready to launch. So thanks for coming today. I hope that you got a lot out of it. Write down 2 ahas or insights that you got today, and share them with your coach, along with where you see yourself in the business. So thanks, and we'll see you next time.